This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Here is a 4-month update on Plumeria. The considerable change that has happened in the 3-4 months during the monsoon is that the plant leaf growth has considerably increased.
Flowers have the power to brighten your whole day, right? And Plumeria, the plant behind me, this one, is actually a quite cheerful plant. It has this delicate, fragrance-full, leathery leaves, and the plant is just beautiful and very easy to care for. Sunlight. Like most flowering plants, Plumeria needs the sun, a lot of sun to bloom. So you have to keep it in direct sun. That means there should be at least 3 to 4 hours of direct sun falling on it. The more the better. Plumerias are not only very easy to care, they are also best suited for tropical countries like ours because the temperature in our country is best suited for this plant. That means anything between 20 to 40 degrees this plant can withstand and do really well. Any soil mix can be used for it. You would see that all these things that I'm listing, you will realize that it's very easy to care for, right? And for best results, you can add more organic matter. That means you should add more compost, vermicompost as a fertilizer for this plant. Else you don't have to really worry about the soil. Since Plumeria, we grow to focus on its flowers, we need to focus a lot on the fertilizer type. So phosphorus-rich fertilizer, which is, for example, fish bone meal, it's a great source of phosphorus for your plants. And watering is another important thing. Once your Plumeria establishes itself in the space that you're growing, you have to keep a very close eye on watering. So this plant, if you watched my videos, you would see that when I moved to this house, and now it's been a year in this house, it actually fell down, right? The entire huge plant, about 5 feet tall that time. But now it has established and it's doing really well. For this plant, pruning is also very important, especially if your plant is stressed for any reason. I would say trim off the unnecessary parts, keep the main stem and trim off the side stems. For propagation, people use propagation through cuttings. You can use that. You can also start from seeds. Personally, I prefer to grow this plant as a small plant that I've bought from the nursery and then I let it grow because it's much easier to maintain that way at a home garden level. Otherwise, you can take a cutting, you will have to dip it in the rooting hormone. For this plant, the pot size is also really important. The bigger it becomes, the bigger the pot, of course. So, since they are slow growers, you don't have to frequently repot, but when they do outgrow the container, choose a wide pot for your Plumeria to grow. Plumerias have shallow roots, that means the roots do not go very deep, so they do well in containers, you don't have to plant them in ground. Whatever soil you're using, loosen the soil and remove the plant from the existing planter when you're repotting. It's the same way we do for any kind of plant, and then repot in probably about 2 to 4 inch bigger than the current pot size. So for this plant, I have a 14-inch pot right now and I'll let it continue for probably a year or two. Problems with this plant is that, remember, it's a tropical area plant. So sometimes what happens in the winters, it enters dormancy. Now in that case, you don't have to water too much because if you continue watering the way you water it in summers, then the roots will start to rot and you don't want that to happen. Now sometimes wrinkly soft branches, spots on leaves also appear on Plumeria. That's a sign of fungal infection. And that happens a lot in cold weather, especially due to overwatering. So my solution to all problems with Plumeria is reduce the watering frequency if you think anything is going wrong with this plant, else it is quite a resistant plant. Another overwatering problem is, along with root rot, is that there will be spots on the stem as well. That is also again a fungal disease. So for any kind of fungal disease, my first guess is that probably you're doing the watering wrong. And secondly, move it to a space where there is 3 to 4 hours of direct sun at least. For worms like nematodes, you can treat the soil with neem cake. There are a lot of soil management organic solutions that I've talked extensively about. You can use them as well. For this plant, ample sunlight, phosphorus-rich fertilizer, deadheading, removing the flowers that have bloomed and are about to die. It can sustain and it will do really well with these 3 things. You don't have to worry much. Good luck with it. Similar to this video, we have done other basic gardening videos as well. Actually, we have started picking up one plant each, popular plants that people grow, and then we have extensively in detail talked about those plants. So I hope you do enjoy these videos. Now I want to introduce you to Squarespace. It is a wonderful platform to start your own website. It allows you to connect with your audience or your followers very easily. In fact, you can also generate revenue through gated members only content. Squarespace helps you to create a community on your website because people can like, comment and even reply. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to publish, go to squarespace.com/gardenup to avail 10% off your first purchase of domain or website. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.